With each battle that we face, we defy the dark's embrace. Legends growing with each stride. In unity we confide. No fear in our eyes, just stars guiding us through endless wars. Destiny is in our hands. Together we take a stand. We are the light in the darkest night. With strength and valor we fight. Armored hearts shining bright. We will defeat the evil tonight. As the dawn breaks, shadows flee. In our victory we are free. Timeless heroes, legends grand. Together we save this land. We are the light in the darkest night. With strength and valor we fight. Armored hearts shining bright. We will defeat the evil tonight.
One.
Welcome back to Original GM. I am Hupahu, once again joined with gang. Howdy ho.
Hello.
What-oo?
Meeting again.
What-oo?
As Pop likes to say, man.
Yeah, what?
What-oo?
What you owe?
What you owe?
You don't know nothing.
I don't know shit.
I don't know shit. Welcome back, viewers. We're starting to get a handle on the Switch thing.
Starting to get a flow.
I hear they're going to change the affiliate program here soon, so I'd like to gain our 50 followers before then, so that we actually say that we qualify for affiliate, even though, you know,
We qualify.
we're
I
going
just
to
don't
give
know
it for
yet.
free. So, yes, Hawk did dye his hair.
What? Did what?
You dyed your hair.
For those viewers that
I
might
don't
have
know
watched
nothing.
season 2, 1, 2, or 3, kind of looks like Doobie-Doo. The master illusionist.
Doobie doobie or what is it? The magnificent doobie doobie doo.
We haven't had him in a long
We
time.
haven't had one.
Alright, but
Is he a gnome? Right?
Yeah,
He's gnome.
yeah,
Bright red hair and red eyes. Always stoned.
yeah. Always stoned. Yeah,
I don't have a joint.
yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, he dyed his hair. He went soulless, as it were.
Oh, that's evil. That's just wrong.
It is wrong. Speaking of soulless,
Maybe
Uemura has red hair.
He does have red hair. Yeah, what the fuck's up with her red hair? With her family line? Where the fuck did that red hair
She
come
changed her family line.
from? Right. Oh, yes, she did, huh?
She did. Cikala was asking me all kinds of questions this week. Would not leave me alone.
that is nothing new.
Goodness,
I love you. I'm sorry.
make me crazy. Is Queen Amore a vampire? And all these different questions. Just, you know, I have to be very careful as to what reaction I give when she asks questions, because she's learned how to ask questions
and just wait.
and just wait and see what my face does.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have facial hair. It hides my reactions. I'm gonna shave it all off. You can definitely.
No, okay, so the question with the vampire is because everybody else in her family is a vampire. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
But it's never like come across whether she is or not, or
Yeah.
and she like
It's a
had
good
connections
question.
to the ancient one.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
So yes, artwork by Cikala. What the hell? And my players are like, what is Salvadorian Crosby doing on that picture?
Mhm.
And who's the guy in the bottom left? We are going to start this episode bringing Zed back, and we're gonna
Dun,
start
dun, dun.
start at Lux.
Promise. Just gonna start swinging on.
Did you call me Mike?
Are they turned up?
You're dun dun dun.
Oh.
You promise.
It just
You
felt,
didn't even realize you did it, did you?
it just felt like the right moment, you know?
Space Station Lux. Zed,
Mm-hmm.
you put the outside Space Station Lux, and the reason we're starting with you is because no time's passed.
Zip zip.
And you just spoke with
Rosa.
Rosa, and she replied about all the stuff that's going on, and
It said wait one.
let me. So the map is kind of off. Let me adjust this real quick. I'm not sure how to do that. Layout editor,
What's going on?
the map.
What's wrong with it?
See how it's got black on the left and top.
Oh goodness.
What is that? Layout editor.
So you go to stream layout, you see where it's in the scenes and it says stream layout. Do you want me to come do it?
I'm there. Stream layout.
Got it?
Yeah.
Figure out it should say window capture.
Okay.
Click it,
Okay.
unlock it.
There's two window captures.
I'll figure out which one it is.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Make it bigger. Careful.
Goodness, there's only three. So one's an image
should
display.
highlight
There it
it.
is. It's display.
Make it bigger. And then
Lock it.
relock it when you're done.
No.
Oh,
There is no lock.
here it is.
Come here. Bear with us. Oh, there it is. And then just
Yep.
okay, cool. Got it. Yes, Cikala does all the technical stuff for me to start off with, but there we are. That looks better. Okay. Let's get started.
Let's do this.
So what do you do? You were speaking to Rosa.
Yeah, that said she'd make the connection, so I was kind of waiting to hear back from her before moving because everything's being tracked. So
You were going to contact somebody. I don't remember if you had said. Oh, Eris.
yes, yeah.
Eris, where are you at?
Come back in.
You have to come back in. So
But no time would have passed when she steps out of it.
so you step out. Where do you step out at?
Before she steps out, I just want to say she would grab her armor from
Okay.
the top, the one that has the immunity to lava,
Okay.
and bring it with her. For when they go to the north. Into Queensland.
Okay.
Same time
All right.
that she stepped in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're heading towards the palace, I suppose.
Yes.
Okay. So he tries to you get a telepathic message from Zed. Oddly enough, I don't know if that's ever happened, but
Last she knew, he took off from the jail, right? Or what is her?
so he had come back.
Okay.
He had come back
Okay.
in the jail.
What do you say?
Oh, sorry. Just Eris, this is the good Zed. Are you? I have some time issues to discuss before I reveal it to everyone else.
Yeah, what's going on?
So there is still probably more than one of me here, but I just came back from a couple thousand years in the future. And I have a
Okay.
lot of information, and I think it should be safe considering that the enemies are using time back and forth like it's a plaything.
What enemies?
Gemini and his
Dude, stop.
Heavy.
and his vast army. That's all there is.
Okay. Here, can we include Vay in this conversation?
I believe so.
1 second. She'll include them both.
Okay.
She'll say, "Hey,
Yeah.
you need to hear this.
Okay.
Tell him what you just told me."
First and foremost, does the Zed in the prison have an armband? Looks like it shouldn't be here. This is Zed, the Zed.
What do you mean these?
The one that is your ally matters more than the other one.
The one in the prison is not our ally.
Absolutely not. I just came back from several thousand years in the future.
Admiral Renara.
Yeah.
The Zed in the prison cell is evidently our enemy and not the true Zed, according to Zed that's speaking to me now. You need to let Admiral Nova know and lock everything down.
She'll flip the admiral. Admiral,
Yes.
excuse the interruption. I know that this is unconventional. Prince Vayman just told me that the Zeds that are in the prison are not who we thought they were, that things should be locked down, that they're both evil.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Very well.
I'll let you know as soon as I know more.
Very well. I will wait. They will say,
I need to know if one of them has an armband that looks like technology beyond what we have here. Like the one on my aunt, like I don't know if you've seen. Obviously, I haven't seen the one on my aunt.
Ren can ask Admiral.
He'll put the image. He'll look at his arm and put the image forward of what the band looks like.
yes,
Yes. Yes. Yes, he does.
he's wearing one. Only one of them is wearing.
The one that is wearing one, if that recharges, he will be gone.
She'll tell Admiral.
He is the one that needs to go.
He is bad. He will be gone if it recharges. We need to do something about that.
Admiral Nova will say, very well. I will take it off him.
Okay. Be careful.
Of course. Elis is here with me.
Did I say that?
She's gonna chop his arm off.
Huh?
Aries would say, so the other thing that you told me about Gemini, he is using time travel.
Gemini.
He's
What
using
the
time
fuck?
travel to
Gemini has been sending the not so good Zed back and forth in time. He's the one that attacked the Sub Rosa. I was in forward. They thought that I was him, and allowed me to come back to capture the other Zed. Me to capture myself.
Where are you now?
I'm outside Lux ship.
I'm in Queensland.
By the way, all the ships we have are being tracked from the future. Sun Chaser, Death Sickle, Lux.
Meet me
What?
on the Sun Chaser on the deck.
So you can just visualize it and then.
Okay. Then you
She would
teleport.
say, Vay, I need to tell Sal.
What?
She would say, Vay, I need to tell Sal.
Very well.
I'll be there as soon as I can.
You teleport Vase on the deck and he's like, tell me everything. What just happened? And how do you know this information? You just started.
Yeah, he's like, obviously, I went there. And I buy the
Names, all of it.
The names, what happened to Kazav, that he had to, even to the point that he feels, terrible that the last thing Kazav probably ever heard was him being
Gotcha.
a dick piece of shit, that he being what Kazav thought he was.
Right.
But Kazav has probably already has some control on it. Yeah, just go down the list of.
Shit.
I'll teleport with the case, by the way.
Yeah, you get the case. He looks at that and you start explaining that you have the Sub Rosa Arcanite Stone and all of that. He will
And I'll also explain that, getting to that Zed is important because he can put his mind into the other Zed at any time. And then you could end up killing the good whatever, neutral Zed, whatever we want to call it. Instead.
Renara, where are you? You were walking to go to the city, right?
Yeah, she was on her way walking.
with Zen.
Just look over and just look at her.
What?
There's I guess the Zeds in the prison cell are both bad, and there's a different one that's I'm not really sure what's going on. There's something going on. I'm kind of confused.
What do you need to do? We should have known that we were going out. It was something that's going to interrupt us, but that's okay.
Sign should turn around. We should see what's going on.
All right, let's go.
She'll start walking back to the ship.
Okay.
Sun chaser.
You're going to go to the Sun Chaser? Okay. You head that direction. After you get through telling Vay what's going on, he will tell you that we need to secure that case and the Arcanite Stone. The Arcanite Stone needs to go into the Admiral's hands, I would say.
So and just to let you know, they are ready to take control of the Sub-Rosa through that stone, seemingly at any time. They said that I would just be able to control it.
Yes, that stone will control her.
So I don't know if anything.
It's best in her hands. I would assume she can keep it hidden.
I assume this issue with Kazab. Rosa was obviously concerned with the issue of Kazab, even though whatever's happening to his version in the future, I'm sure is already done in that time. He was being taken back to the homeworld of Gemini, and you can imagine what will happen from there.
He just listens intently to everything that you have to say and asks questions and gets the details from you, and then he will wait for you to tell him everything, and then Renara and Zen come on board.
Yeah, everything down to the Gray Razor and Minar looking for it and all that.
Okay, all right.
Every details we have. Everyone you gave.
Good. You get there and you see Zed. You see he's got the Arcanite Stone in the case, and Vane would tell you to give it to her.
Admiral.
Tell you that you're to hold it and keep it safe.
She'll take it.
The Arcanite Stone, when you touch it, you realize you have complete control over the Sub-Rosa, over Rosa. Where you're standing on the deck of the Sun Chaser, you can look down and you can see that they're working on Sub-Rosa. She's still pretty banged up from the last encounter that you guys had.
How big is it?
What?
The
Arcanite
Arcanite Stone.
It's just handheld.
Handheld?
Yeah.
She will put it in the leather bag around her.
Okay.
The one where she keeps her other stones.
They will ask if you can put up your non-detection on the Sun Chaser
Yeah, absolutely. It's
all the
already
way, as far as you can.
She'll
put
go
it
out as far as she can.
Okay.
Feet.
All right.
I don't know what technology they're using to track these ships from thousands of years in the future, but hopefully that works, because Gemini has certain concerns of Sal. He's never ready to move completely as long as Sal is in play until that.
That's good.
All right. Let's go to Ares. You talk to Sal.
Yeah, she'll just now
Yes.
new information. And she'll just fucking spill.
Okay.
Gemini is in the future, and he's sending individuals back to affect things. He is in the crystalline sphere in the future. He is here.
He is here.
His minions. I don't think he is here directly. I'm not really sure. As far as I know, no, but he has minions here.
What man?
Does she know that?
This is Ares. Did you tell the names and all that stuff to Ares? I don't think so.
I spelled it to Vay. I don't know if she was still connected.
Okay, yeah,
I don't know.
still connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you would hear them.
Xavier,
The fact that the Wipeout, Gold Star, all of that.
wiping out Gold Star, and then she'll say, and then they took Kazaf.
General Xavier,
Yeah.
General
All
Dalmar,
of them.
and all that.
I did not bring up that I was going to be a pirate king. I didn't mention it.
Okay.
I may have omitted a certain fact.
So you omitted something. Yeah, he will listen intently as well.
It seems that as long as you're here, he's not ready to move fully, which is good. Shukala. But that's what I know as of right now.
Thank you for this information, Eris.
Of course.
This will be very, very beneficial in knowing it now. Looks like we're already behind. How did you retrieve this information?
One of the clones or the Zed? I'm not really sure who he is, but he's an ally. Zed. He's an ally. He went to the future.
Accident.
Love to talk to him if that's possible.
He's with Faye right now.
Okay. No worries. I'll figure out a time. Thank you, Eris.
Of course.
Will
She'll
you-
continue to walk towards the palace.
Okay, you walk towards the palace in Queensland. So when you finish with Vay, he goes walking off the Sun Chaser and walks towards security headquarters. And just goes through the door. He didn't say anything. He just quickly goes that direction.
So he's gonna pop back to the ship
Okay.
real quick and check the HUD to see if the Sun Chaser is still tracking.
Yeah. It's still blipping.
He'll pop back to the ship with Admiral. Even with what you have up, they're still tracking the ship.
What? I've never heard that before. Nobody can track me.
I'm just telling you what I'm telling you.
Since I don't think they're tracking you, they're tracking the ship somehow.
I mean, thousands of years is they're tracking through time.
Yeah. Maybe it's because it already happened. Right.
You're saying they're tracking, calculating the movements that take place.
Yeah, like maybe they have a record of
It's possible.
This is
what
all-
happened.
I don't know much about this Gemini guy, but
I don't know.
if they're thousands of years in the future, then that seems probable that they could somehow track what has already taken place. And that would go,
Yeah.
that would go past your non-detection.
I mean, there's so many needs there in the future and so many different technological advancements. I'm sure their computing power for tracking adaptations to the past and changes in the past to match what they know in the future.
So Kazav is gone.
He's gone in a way. He is by now has runes of fuck my brain.
Gemini.
Yeah, Gemini command runes. Why can't I think of the thing? Runes, the Gemini, regardless. There. The plan was for me. I maintained the cover of being evil then long enough for them to give the things back in return. But the plan was for me to come back and use the box on me, which would then put me into his body and automatically be in Gemini's command. The only reason that I was able to do it is my armband was powered and his was depowered. So I could escape the prison and all that thing, which he could easily do at a moment's notice.
Ronova should have locked that down. So Kazav being gone and under their control is a huge security risk when it comes to Rosa.
For sure.
I don't know what to do about that. His magic is beyond me and my understanding. It's quantum magic. I don't know. I just don't know.
All right, we're going to stop there and we're going to go to Eris. You're walking to the palace. You come to the palace, and you walk in. You see Queen Amore sitting on the throne. There's a dozen paladin guards in here, and she looks up at you. You can see there are some other thrones that have been added to the room, 4 other thrones. And she looks up at you. She's like, "Ah, hello, my dear. One moment." She telepathies to Reva. The queen does. "Daughter,
Yeah.
I will require your presence for the meeting with the Shogun. You will need to be in court. You don't have to wear court attire. You can come in your armor. That's fine.
When?
They should be here in around 20 minutes.
All right, I'm coming.
Thank you."
Out loud, she's like, "Fuck, man!"
She turns and looks back at Eris. "Yes, my dear. I'm glad that you've come. I will require that your presence is here for court in about 20 minutes when the Shogun and his emissaries arrive.
Of course. Of course.
You will be seated next to Prince Feynman over there," and she turns to her right. "That throne is yours, princess. How may I help you? You have come with questions or something. I can see it on your face." "Concerns."
I know that you have a lot on your plate and that you're responsible for a lot and you have a lot of burdens, but I have some things that I see as my own truths that I really feel like I need to share with you. And I feel like they may ease some of your frustrations if I would be allowed to share.
Of course.
You know, when I became House Raisin,
She takes a breath when you say that.
and she kind of pauses. I didn't know what I was stepping into in that moment, which I'm sure you, of all people, could understand better than anyone. But one of the things that happened was, number one, he saved my life. There were multiple of me through time, and if that hadn't been done, I would be dead right now. The other thing that happened was he opened up his mind and shared his thousands of years.
So you're aware of what kind of a tyrant he was or is.
I am. And
A megalomaniac and a narcissist.
I'm also aware of some other things. Several, one of them being the things he's done over the last 3,000 years. And something else that, if I'm being honest, I'm a little nervous to even bring up, actually. Your mother is in this Christian sphere and not under Sal's control.
What?
Just say it. If you have the ability, of course, I would open my mind to you. I love you like
My
family.
mother is an Ashington?
She is.
That's what you done.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you.
I know that you have a lot, and I don't bring this to you to burden you further.
He's taken her from the tower and freed her?
They are allies, and she is not under his control.
Allies?
She is not.
How?
I don't know if you have the ability to see the memories that he gave me, but I would open my mind to you if you did. She would look at her.
I don't really possess anything that will allow me to do such a thing. I cannot do that. But know that I trust your words to be true. Where's my mother?
Last I saw her, she was on the space station level. Now, as far as where she's at in this moment. Now, since we only have 20 minutes and she'll come around, I had another thing I wanted to bring to you when it comes to Vela.
Yeah.
Possibility of cloning.
Why? Why would I do that? You believe or have information that makes you think the Shogun would harm her?
Not that, but that there are other emotions at play. And I just wanted to bring that to you before you speak to her. She should be here soon.
Okay.
She'll telepathy Vela. Are you coming?
Yes, Seth and I are on our way.
Get here.
You guys are dressed, Seth, and you head to the palace. She is extremely nervous.
So we skipped ahead of.
Well, yeah, no. So, well, let's go to you. We'll go back, and you had some things you needed to do. Let's pause there for a moment. You're getting ready. What would you like to do?
Well,
Sorry.
did we get a chance to do the purchasing of the two items? We
What?
needed to get two gifts.
Oh, yes. So yeah, you needed to do that. That's right. So what were you going to do for the queen?
Queen was a glass replica of her ship,
That's right.
and then a katana for him.
Okay. I had told you there was a place in Queensland where you could purchase that bottle with the ship inside of it. She had said that it would be good if it was her ship that was
Right.
inside of it. So you guys definitely, with Vela's help, you could find a place to do that. And it would cost 100 silver pieces to have it done.
Easily. Yeah.
And then as far as the katana goes, she tells you that she actually has one that might be a good gift
Really?
in the dojo. She tells you it is from the east. It was from a samurai that followed the shogun.
Oh.
A gift to her, actually. And it might be good to give that back to him. That would be a great gift. He was a very honorable samurai. So
By the way, as we were walking along, she had mentioned having. She liked the idea of having Ren as a sister-in-law,
mhm.
and
She did that a while ago. Yeah,
yeah, and
in passing.
he would stop and after a couple steps, he'd turn and look at her, and he would really like to have her as a sister-in-law. Is that an offhanded proposal? Because if so, I would accept. Only thing is, I require a ring. Even if it's a promise ring.
She's like, look, let's
I know. Come on.
we'll talk about that.
And-
Yes, I was just saying
I know.
we need to go though, because
Yes, we do.
we need, we need to go.
And so we go.
So you guys get dressed, you get cleaned up, you get your outfits on. She tells you it's about 20 minutes before he's supposed to be there, so we need to go now.
And
Um,
off we go.
Okay.
He will actually shave, comb his hair,
Okay.
all that. Maybe he actually shaved.
Later we'll tell Sabian she'll be back in a minute.
Raven will tell Sabian she'll be back in a minute.
Mhm.
Okay. Um.
And then show up.
Okay. So
Eris would
when
telepathy
you-
day and say, hurry.
when you said that they should be here shortly and you telepathy to her, she tells you, yeah, we're coming in right now. And you guys walk in the door of the palace.
She'll telepathy day and say, we need to get ready for court. You need to hurry.
There's a lot coming
20
on.
minutes. He's going to be here in 20 minutes, Faye. I'm here.
Just cut his fucking arm off, put it in your pocket. I'm gonna go.
You guys walk in. Eris is in front of you guys, and
She'll step to the side.
you step to the side. Vela walks forward and bows to
And
the
he
queen.
does his.
She'll
Okay.
cast a spell on her. She'll change her appearance.
Okay.
She'll actually use her Neo. She'll just do it. Put
Okay.
her court attire.
Okay.
She'll look. 2 seconds.
Okay. Do you stay there where you're at?
Me?
Mm-hmm. Eris. You step to the side, and the queen looks at you, and then looks at you when you walk in with Vela, and bow.
She'll step out and go to her room, I suppose. What's the look of the queen? Like, does she look like she wants her to stay?
Yeah, yeah.
Then
She
she'll stay.
looks at you like, "Don't you dare leave!" Right?
Don't you dare.
So she'll just step off.
And then she kind of motions to the chair.
She'll go sit down.
Okay, which one do you sit in?
The one she told her.
She said to the right. You'll
So
be
on the
sitting-
outside.
Okay, you sit here. Okay.
Mhm. That's
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Do I need to roll my etiquette for that? That's common sense, right?
You know,
That Vay
you know,
sit
Vay
next
would
to
be
her.
on the inside. Vela walks forward, and she's like, "Grandmother, my queen." She narrows her eyes at her. And she's like, "Princess Vela, what do you have? What do you have for your queen? Why have you? And who is this?" She looks at you, and Vela says, "This is Prince Seth of Catine."
He bows again.
She narrows her eyes and she says, "Yes." She's like, "I've come for court as you requested." And she goes, "Yes, but why is he here? And what is your relation to Catine?"
I am the son of Gustinian, 9th Pope.
"So my father is your brother."
Unfortunately.
She smiles.
Oh.
To receive.
She turns and looks at Eris. And then turns and looks back at Vela. "And let me guess. You like him." See Vela look down for a second and she looks back up. She says, "Yes, my queen." She crosses her arms. She says, "Well, this greatly complicates things, doesn't it?" Not only for yourself and me, but for the kingdom. I suppose if this is a courtship that you wish to look into, then we'll have to tell the Shogun that you already betrothed to another. That is, if that's what this is. She turns and looks over at you.
That is my wish.
Vela to left these to you. The gifts.
And he will step forward.
Or the
and
gift, she would say.
he would step forward. And this is for you.
You see a paladin that's next to you come forward and take it from you and walk up to the throne and hand it to her. She looks at it real close before she takes it. She's, "My ship. Thank you. You may take that away." Thank you very much, Prince.
Please call me Steph.
The paladin walks away with the gift. He goes over here, and you see him go right through the wall.
What was it on the ground?
Like the wall
Yeah.
isn't real, and he leaves.
Day 10 minutes.
Vela, if you will take your seat, please. And she points to the left, and Vela bows and looks over at you and nods at you, and she walks over to here and sits down. And Prince, it seems that you may sit over there. She points over at the couch that's off to the left.
Or he will.
And he goes over there and sits down.
Right, I would show up about that.
Okay.
And babe, we get that telepathy from Mary's 10 minutes. Your mom is going to come unglued. If you
I'll
don't
be
care.
there. I'll be there. Trust me, I want to be there. Rava walks in, bows. She nods at you, daughter.
What a crap.
You go and sit.
Mhm.
Okay.
What's up, Baylor?
You look over, you see Seth sitting on the couch over there, and Bela's just smiling. She's all smiles right
She's
now.
gonna laugh.
Okay.
Exploring. Baylor, that's crazy.
She smiles at you kind of meekly. Vay comes in. He bows to her, and then he says, my queen, and just goes over and sits in next to you. He's in court attire, of course, and looks all sharp and everything. He sits next to you, and he says, you look wonderful, princess.
So do you.
And a few moments later, paladins come in, escorting an entourage. You see 7 samurai surrounding the Shogun. They walk in with an escort of 2 paladins. He comes in and he bows. Very thick accent. He says, "Your Majesty." And she's like, "Your Imperial emissary, the Shogun, or your Imperial Eminence, Shogun. It's a pleasure to have you within Queen's. Well." He stops his bow and looks back at her, and then he turns, he looks at Vela, and then he turns over and looks over at Vay and Harris. He looks at Rava and nods to all of you. And
Would it be out of etiquette for Ares to greet him in his native tongue by his title? In this
right
moment,
now,
it would.
in this moment, it would.
Okay.
He looks to his right, and just for a second, he just looks like that, and you see the samurai come forward and hold out a sword, a katana, and he goes to a knee and stands right there. Paladin comes up this way and takes the sword from him, and the Shogun says, "A gift, Your Majesty." She said, "Thank you so very much." He goes over to the side with the sword, and she says, "I appreciate you coming for this meeting, and I assume that it is in reference to the princess." And she turns and looks at Vela. "It is in reference to peace, princess. In reference to a joining of our kingdoms and perhaps an agreement. That is why I have come." She said, "Well, my husband is dead, and the agreement that was made with you was made by him. things have changed since that agreement was made. You see him look confused for a second. What sort of change? And she says, well, the princess will not be available for courtship or marriage. No reaction on his face whatsoever, just a pan face. Very well. She goes, I mean no dishonor by this request, but perhaps there is something else that we can do to create peace between our kingdoms. Having war again would not be a good thing. The queen stands up, and the paladin's like a little nervous, and she walks towards the shogun. The samurai all look at her like she's a threat for just a moment, and the shogun looks at them, and then they relax. Down the steps, when she does that, comes walking the generals. They all come in and start standing behind the throne. The queen doesn't react. You guys just see him come down the steps and line up behind the throne. All of your generals are here, Ray, but they come walking behind you. Hazen is not with them, but all the others are there.
You didn't get the memo.
She walks towards him and she says, peace is something that we seek, and it is not something that we know is free. So we can discuss perhaps terms, maybe come up with something else besides marriage between the families. He nods at her. But I know that perhaps this might be a disappointment. Again, I mean no dishonor by what has happened. I will not demand that one of my kin marry someone outside of their will. He raises an eyebrow and says, and is there a reason why you would not demand such a thing? She says, yes, I believe in true love. And I believe to force one against their will does not make for happiness. Our cultures are much different, he says. This is not how we see it. But I will accept your judgment on this matter. I will need to think on it. Perhaps this could have been spoken before I took the trip. You see her smile at him. She's like, yes, it probably should have. I did not know until a moment before you came in. See the Shogun turn and look at Vela, and then he turns over at Seth. He looks at Reva, and he looks back, and very well. I will accept your decision. I do not think I will be staying as planned before. Just understand. I look forward to speaking with you. Please think on these matters and know that we do want peace. He bows to her, and she goes back to the throne and sits down. You see him turn and look at Vay. And then he just whips around. He doesn't do it angrily, he just whips around rather quickly.
Like there was an exchange between
like there
the
was
two?
some sort of exchange between the two of them. And he exits the throne.
He doesn't seem pissed off. He doesn't seem...
You can't tell. He has no, there's no facial it's just so pan-faced, you can't tell. There's a tension in the room. You can tell there's a tension, but you can't tell whether he's angry or what. And he turns and he leaves. He doesn't run or go angrily or open the door real quick. The paladins open the door for him, and he leaves.
Nothing like a good dishonor.
At this point, the paladin comes back in the room and goes over by the door.
Family.
He's like,
We'll be him again.
well, that was interesting, the queen says. She stands up from her throne and she goes, I have a headache. I think I'll retire to my room for a bit. Thank you all for coming. Vela, we can discuss this later. But seek that which you may, and that which you want. Follow your heart. If the kingdom goes to war, the kingdom goes to war. And she turns and walks this way. 2 paladins escort her, and she goes through this wall and disappears. You guys are left in there.
Aries will stand up
Okay. They
and just
say,
kind of look at everybody like,
So, I had mentioned, I don't know if it's too late for this. I had talked to my mother about it, but cloning.
Vela frowns. Absolutely not.
Seth with them scandal.
Okay. Not only is that unethical, she looks at Eris, but it is also, it would give someone else me, and I belong to him. And she points at Seth. Bay nods. He's like, he puts his
100%.
hand. He puts his hand on you. He slaps these in your head. He's like, they are kids. They are in love. Nothing you say right now is going to change their mind. Obviously, Vela is willing to
I don't want to change their minds.
possibly cause war with the kingdoms.
I don't want to change
Welcome.
minds. I'm just trying to stop us from going to war.
Well, that
Ray will
wasn't,
stand up and walk over there.
that wasn't our decision, he says. It was my mother's. Ravel walks over to her.
Mhm.
Did you call him? He says.
No. She'll turn and look at him. My mother call you?
Yes, ma'am. They'll salute equally, together. Faye goes, return to your stations. Yes, sir. And they salute and they leave.
The fuck.
Show of force there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
On
Yeah,
more
there's
than, I think maybe more than just to the samurai.
6 pause material vampire generals standing behind her. Yeah, it was a show of force for sure.
Flex on the
So, yeah.
samurai and my show what's up.
Yeah. So yeah, she goes and leaves and goes to her room for
There's a straight flex.
whatever. So what do you do?
Aries will transform back to normal
Okay.
out of court attire.
All right.
So, what are we doing?
He's like, maybe you should go check on her.
Okay. Aries will turn around. Look out.
You leave the throne room.
Head towards Queen's chambers.
All right. You go through the wall. You come down the hallway and into the room where the fountain and everything is. Her room is on the bottom right down there. Or on the
She'll
bottom.
walk up to the door.
Okay. No.
Are there any paladins in here?
No. You look around, they usually are at the sides of the doors, all the doors. There are the suits of armor on the outside that are constructs, but they're not active.
She'll go back the way she came until she finds the first paladin that she
Okay.
sees.
So, roll an observation.
Yeah.
When you knock on the door, the door slightly moves when you do it, just barely. It's like it's not latched.
Shit open.
All right, you push it open and you see the Queen's chambers. You look in and you see her laying on the bed.
The peek in.
You peek in and you realize there is a silver dagger stuck in her forehead and a rope around her neck, a silk rope, and you see there's a pool of blood.
They, come here. Come to your mom's room. Oh my fucking god.
Who got it?
He comes running.
Brave will follow. He takes off on me. She'll be
Okay.
like, what the fuck?
You guys come into the room or come to the doorway. Do you go in?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you walk in. Vay goes, stop, don't move.
She'll stop.
He pulls his sword and starts looking around.
Ravo ready her shield. She'll go out in front of her unseen sight, like this,
Nothing.
around the room.
You don't feel anything. They will move towards the bed. You see Queen Amore dead. Silk rope around her neck, a lassoed silk rope that she's been choked with a silver dagger stuck right in the middle of her forehead.
Ares will walk on.
Ares, you are aware that that is the moniker of an assassin on a Salvadorian crossbeam. Every time he kills his victims, that's what he leaves behind.
No. He wouldn't. He wouldn't do that.
Reva, your mother's laying dead. You come up with Vay.
Yeah.
You guys are in the throne room, you and Vela, and you see the paladins immediately start locking doors, and you see them coming in, and you don't know what's going on.
When Reva and Bay take off,
Yeah.
his hands go to his sword.
Okay.
Oh wait, he's not wearing swords.
Yeah. No, he's not
Son
wearing
of
his. He's in.
I mean,
he's-
he's just like,
Yeah.
shit.
The paladins go and they lock all the
You'll-
doors. You do. Yeah, that katana.
So, yeah.
They turns his head from his mother and he goes to the balcony over here, opens the door and goes out into the balcony, and you see like he's looking on the ground.
Ravo will step up to
Hmm?
her mother's body and she'll do unseen sight. The body, the bed, underneath the bed, all of it, that whole entire area.
She's still warm.
Seth's heading.
You start to head that way, and you see the paladins stop you at the wall that you walk through. They're like,
Alright.
They don't say anything to you, but you know something bad has happened. Like you get
Yeah, I've
that
got
feeling. Vela looks at them and she goes, "Move," and he steps out of the way. Yes, princess. And she takes you by the hand and goes through the wall.
Okay.
You guys come into the Queen's chamber. I'm going to go real quick and grab your tokens.
Ares will follow Vay to the balcony.
Okay. When you come in the room, you see the scene.
He goes.
She's
check.
got tears streaming down her face. You feel me? She's crying for sure.
Bay doesn't look okay. You could see his eyes are yellow, and he's looking around. And some priests come in immediately.
He goes cat, trying to find Cracks.
Okay.
Okay.
You go to cat form and you start looking for tracks and smelling. Yeah.
Somebody's trying to frame.
What do you mean, Sal? Why do you think?
The silver, the dagger and the silver rope. That's his thing. But he wouldn't do this.
You're smelling around.
This is the opposite of what he would want. I'm sure of it. Somebody's trying to frame him. There's no way. And he wouldn't want.
You see no tracks, and the smells are blood, Queen Amore, the perfume in the room, the royal smells that would be in this room, and then
If Sal were here, he would smell that.
Yeah, if Sal was here, you'd probably smell him. Yeah, it'd make your tail tuck. You'd be like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, Sal wasn't here.
She's saying this out loud today. You feel
Okay.
me? So if
So
they can hear.
Would you say
And
that?
I would say Sal wasn't here. I would smell it.
She would. He's right. As Panthers, when he's around. You remember.
We need to secure this room. We need to gather as much information on this and what's happened.
We need to
But my
raise
mother
her.
needs to be raised.
We need to raise her. We need to get a priest.
The priests are coming in, like I said, and they come in and Vay says we need to get her raised. And they come over to her and they start to pray.
He'll get it on the way and check the rest of the room, check around the balcony and everything. Sorry.
They one of the priests looks over at Vayman and he's like, we need a high priestess. We need someone that has more power than I do to do such a thing. He's like, well then get her. Get them. Whoever it is, get them. And he nods.
Before that, Eris.
Okay.
I don't know if she has that spell in memory, but she would know. So.
The city gets locked down, just so you guys know. You hear alarms go off in the city, the horns go off, and all of that's going on. So, Eris, are you going to attempt to try to raise her? Can you do that?
She can bring her to 0 hit points. She can raise her, yeah, but then she'll have to heal her afterwards, yes.
Okay. So you attempt to, and it's unsuccessful.
What?
She does not raise.
Eris will just look at it. Too hard.
What?
We need to get a priest down here.
They're getting.
High priest. It didn't work. It should have worked.
Meanwhile,
Eris will,
hold on. Kara, you're in the temple.
What's all that noise?
And things are going on, and your high priestesses come up or come down, and one of them has your wheelchair, and she sets it next to you. She's like, the Temple of Goldar brought this. It's working. They say it's ready to go, but you see a tear kind of come out of her eye. The queen has been assassinated. Yes, they need your help. She needs to be raised.
Find the twins.
Very well.
She'll get in her chair.
Okay. One of the Risa and one of the other priestesses help you into the chair. And it levitates. As soon as you sit in it, it levitates up off the ground.
That is cool.
You see the stones lighting up. You realize there's all kinds of things you can do with this. You can teleport. You can fly. There's all kinds of things you can do. I can't remember what all was written down.
It's
We have a
good.
list of the things that can be done with it. If you go unconscious, it keeps you in the chair, holds you in the chair, you don't fall out of it. And yeah, so
So she heads upstairs.
right, you go up the stairs and you come up in your wheelchair into the main room. You see the two high
Does she
priestesses.
make sure that Risa's going with her?
Yeah, she does. The two high priestesses come up to you, and she says,
We need to get to the palace.
"Yes, let's go, let's go." They reach out and touch you, or touch your chair, and you realize you can teleport.
That's where we're headed.
Okay, so you teleport right outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break there as Kara comes teleporting, and we will be right back, you guys. We'll see you in a little bit. The queen has been assassinated. What a crazy thing. We'll see you guys shortly. And we're back. All right, guys. Turn that down.
Sorry.
In case you didn't know.
The queen has been murdered,
What the fuck?
assassinated.
Super murdered.
Why won't she come back?
Tara, they escort you in with the two high priestess twins into the room. There are some priests in here already. You come in your wheelchair. Something I have to mention is on the deck of the Sun Chaser, Eden and Doll. You guys were at the far end of the deck and you noticed that there's something going on, and you see Godwin's down below with
Zed.
Zed and Renara, sorry, are on the deck with Zen, and you see them over there.
God, what's up there?
Yeah.
Where was he?
Let's put him up 3 times.
So yeah, and Godwin, we need to try to take care of that. So Godwin, when you leave to come back in, where do you go? You go at the same time you entered?
Yes.
Okay, and where do you go?
Yes, he would go back to the Sun Chaser.
Okay. All right. So Godwin's on the deck now too. So he actually would have been there a little bit earlier. But so yeah, just trying to bring everybody together. So you guys are all there. And it'll be a little bit before you get the announcement that the Queen's dead, probably in Lux. So we're just gonna hold off on you guys just for a minute. Yeah. So we'll go to the Queen's chambers. You come in.
Okay, first Carmen's, she's trying to find out what happened. As much detail as she can find.
Bay comes up and he said she's been assassinated.
Okay.
Try not. He says I think we should kind of clear the space out here a little bit and let the priestess come in and take a look at the queen.
She'll have one do a divination of whether she can be raised or not. The other one, she wants to have do the divine sight.
Okay.
To know if there's a spirit still left, spirit and soul. Because that's going to be important to know.
Okay.
Because if there's not a spirit and soul, then she can't be raised.
So the divination is that there is no spirit or soul present. And what was the other one? The divine
Sight. And if we find out that she's not going to,
the answer is no.
Okay. Can the
Cannot be raised.
divinations tell us, was it taken?
Yes.
Okay, he'll make sure she'll make sure Vay knows that her soul was taken. If we get her soul back, we can raise her.
He kind of looks speechless for a moment. You just see him standing there like he just looks speechless.
Ares will approach. Put her arm through his.
Okay. He says, Reva, we need to find out who did this.
Yeah.
And Seth says, I will do whatever I can to help. And he actually puts his hand on Vela's over. So
She's in shock. You can tell Vela's in shock too. She's speechless as well. He says, let's clear the room except for the priestesses, please. We need someone to investigate this. We need the Inquisitor, I think.
I was thinking the same thing. I just saying I can get a hold of him if you like.
Yep.
Areas of telepathy. The Grand Inquisitor
Okay.
of Beacon.
So you guys exit out of the room. The priestesses, of course, can stay, but Vay tells everybody else to get out. And the paladins, they go out and they guard the door. 2 other paladins that are on the outside of the door, he tells them to go guard the balcony. And wait for the Inquisitor.
We will pray for the queen.
Areas of telepathy.
He
Inquisitor.
says, thank you. So you're going to go over here?
Mhm.
All right, okay. You're telepathying to the Inquisitor, Eris.
The Grand Inquisitor.
Oh, yes, my dear. Eris, wasn't it?
Yes. You used to work for us in Beacon.
Yes, of course, of course. How can I help you?
I would like to hire you for your services.
Oh, well, I'm sure we can come to some sort of agreement. Is it something interesting?
Most
Hopefully.
definitely. Could you come to the castle in Queensland?
Ooh, of course, of course.
The paladins will escort you in.
I will see you shortly then.
Thank you.
Shouldn't take me too very long. Will you be there?
Yes,
Ah,
I'm here waiting.
very well.
She'll look at Vay and she'll say, he's on his way. He'll be here shortly. I need to tell Sal.
At that point, one of the paladins comes into the room and looks at Vay, and he's like, my prince. And he's like, yeah. He looks at him kind of confused. He's like, there's protocol. What do you mean? He's like, we have no monarch.
You're the king. Eris would say that and look at him.
Your Majesty, if you would come with me. And he bows to Vay, and Vay looks confused.
Eris
You
will
can
go
tell.
with him if he walks out.
He looks over at Reba and he's like,
I'll stay here. Eris will go with him.
okay, You-
She'll go back into court clothes as they're walking if he's still in his.
he is.
As he passes,
Yeah.
Seth will actually salute him and say, "Long live the king."
Nods at you and walks past kind of confused. You can tell he's in a daze a little bit. When you walk up to the paladin, he goes, Your Majesty, this way, please.
She'll look at me. We'll figure it out, okay? We always do, right?
Yeah, we always do. You guys go and you leave, and you go into the main palace area. When you come in there, the paladins are all lined up in a certain formation of some sort, and you will see a guy that you've never seen before. He's a paladin, but he's also wearing priest robes, and he looks at both of you and no matter, if you will please come forward.
Eris will guide Vay.
He starts to go through a spiel about the monarchy. It's a big, long speech. You can tell Vay is not hearing any of it. He's just kind of standing there in a daze thinking. You can tell he's thinking.
She'll be listening and paying attention to him so
Okay.
that she can.
Every so often, the paladins will let out a reply to what he's saying. It's like this ritual thing that's going on, and they end up crowning both of you as king and queen of Queensland, and they put crowns on your head. And then at the end of it, long live the king, long live the queen, long live the king. You know, all the paladins, and that's going on. As soon as you finish, the Inquisitor comes in with paladins, and looks at you two, kind of confused for a second, and then looks around. He bows. Your Majesties, I was called.
She'll nod.
I would assume that this is in reference to the Queen
She'll smile.
or the former Queen.
You're done with the ritual, and
They
all that.
are.
She'll go forward and guide
Okay.
Vay with her. She'll keep her arm through his.
Okay. He's you've never
Seen him like this, yeah. She's worried. She's incredibly worried. She'll guide them into there.
All right, you guys come in. Meanwhile, Car, you're sitting there praying. The priestesses are praying. The high priestess, your two high priestesses are praying. Clara says, my divinations are not going past the fact that someone stole the soul. I can't figure it out who it is. Whoever it is, they are hidden, which is to be expected with such an assassination. But that would also deem to say that perhaps religion is behind this as well.
Hmm.
To be hidden in such a fashion would
Ray
require
was
some sort of
listening.
divinity. You can hear through the door.
Yeah, at the door she would be listening.
Okay.
Seth by now has put his arms around Vela because terrible.
Yeah, when you do that, she starts to cry. Do that, she starts to cry and break down.
He will just pull her.
Ray will look at the paladin that's standing right here and say, why were there no paladins stationed in here?
There were, Your Majesty.
There weren't when we came in. Do you know why they were gone?
I do not. There should have been at least 8 or 10 of them, ma'am.
Can you find out who they were and find out my mother dismissed them?
Yes, ma'am. I'll look into it. One second. As you guys are standing there, Vala comes walking in the door with her frown on her face. She walks in. Vela kind of lets go of you for a second, like you don't know why, but it's just an immediate reaction. Vala looks at you and then looks at Vela and then just ignores it and comes to Vay. She's like, what happened? She was assassinated. We don't know any details yet, and the Inquisitor's still standing there.
Everybody's will turn in. She'll kind of squeeze Vay on the face and say, this way. She'll walk him through there.
Your Majesty. He goes into the room where
She'll nod at Vala.
she just looks at you. She doesn't nod back. She just looks at you and looks back over at Vay. She goes, I want to see her. Vay's like, well, the Inquisitor's in there. He's like, she's like, I don't care. And she walks past and goes inside. Ares, you bring in the Inquisitor, and he comes in and he looks at Kara and the other two priestesses. Greetings. Any information that you would deem necessary for me to have currently that you have been able to figure out about?
She will tell you everything.
Okay.
Soul was taken. She was. It was hidden from sight. Everything.
One of the other priests is like, and we cannot deviate further. It's a dead end. He goes, yes, that's expected. This is not unheard of. He's looking at the body. If I may. And he walks over to her body and leans over her and looks at the rope. He pulls the rope out. She was not strangled. That is not what killed her.
Is she human?
Yeah.
Think it was a knife in the forehead, bro.
He looks at the knife and he's like, and I do not believe this is what killed her either. Neither of these devices were the reason for her demise.
She'll study closely because she's got human anatomy and investigation, so she'll watch.
So roll both of those.
Okay.
He starts talking about the way the blood's pooled and that it was not the cause of her death, that it came after her death.
Investigation was a critical, and most definitely on.
So you concur with him that neither one of these two were the reason or cause of her death. You don't know exactly what the cause of her death is yet.
Poison?
You don't think so when you start looking at her body. He looks at it. He's like, I do believe that this is a moniker of a certain assassin. He is known as Salvadorian Crossbeam. However, it seems to be some sort of setup. I do not believe that he is the one responsible for this. From what I know, he has not done such a thing in many hundreds of years. Someone is attempting to draw our attention to the wrong culprits.
At that note, Eris will walk over to the balcony
Okay.
and she's going to
Okay. All right.
So,
Ball is just standing there, like looking. She hasn't said a word. Yeah.
that's what he hears.
Before I tell you what I'm about to tell you, I want to say that I think that this is something caused to distract you from the information that I told you in our last conversation.
You hear him say, shit. I need a moment.
Of course.
And then she'll walk back out in the room with Faye.
You guys are in Lux, and there is an announcement that the Queen in Queensland was assassinated. You hear it over the loudspeakers all throughout the city.
I would immediately tell telepathy's Raven. I'm not going to ask you if you're all right, but if there's anything you need, I'll be there. You just say the word. Or anything you need done on this side.
Yeah. I would say you guys can come, but the whole city's locked down right now.
And that's what just came through.
Faye's king.
Checks out.
Raven said, do you see Vay turn around and go back out this way?
Eris would come out.
The Eris is on the
Okay.
balcony.
Where you going, dude? Where you going?
Just need a moment.
Okay.
Vala turns around and heads back out. Opens, comes through the door and just looks at Reva.
Dull to the Eris.
Okay.
Hey. We just learned of the Queen's death. Can I help you in any way? I should be there. We should be there with you.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys can go.
Where would you like us to appear, and who do you want me to bring?
Whoever wants to come is fine. You can come to the gates and I'll have the paladins escort you in.
She'll go out and tell the paladin standing by the door
To allow them in.
Should I just can I teleport into the throne room?
No. Everything's shut down. Just teleport outside the castle. And they'll escort you.
And then she will look at
she'll go back in.
she's with Eden and Timmy and Rayla. She'll look at them and say, I have to go to Queensland to be with my family. You guys
I
are
understand.
all welcome to come if you
We
would
can
like.
go with you. Why don't we let those below deck know what's going on?
Sabian will come walking on.
Godwin, you coming?
Rayla made it sound like it was better if I stay here just in case anything else goes on.
All right.
I don't know if we should all go.
Ray was that way. Sabian was
I understand.
Reynolds. I can stay here
But apparently
and
there's a
look
lot
after
more going on.
things.
I
Just
can
let
stay
me know.
here as well, Sabian's not good for me to go there. He'll telepathy Ray, but so sorry. I'll see what I can do to find out what's going on.
Thank you.
Vala walks back out, she looks over at Vela and then looks at you. She looks around the room at Rava and Eris walks in and she's like, tell me exactly what happened today.
Eris will speak up.
She'll say, the Shogun came and
The Shogun was here.
she'll kind of look at Vela. She'll glance over at Vela and then she'll look at Vala. Still. And she'll just start at the beginning and go all the way to when she walked in and found her.
She nods and she says, he did it.
Who?
The Shogun.
you think it was him?
Yes, you dishonored him.
Why would he frame Sal? So, Vala, the only people that know about Sal's moniker are the people from the other world.
The Shogun is from the other world.
Is he?
Yes. He
There would have to
pay
be.
for
There
this.
has to be a reason that he would frame it. What purpose would that serve?
To draw attention away from himself and his hand. This is the hand. They are the ones responsible. I'm sure of it. And they will pay.
She's not wrong. She knows.
She turns and looks at Seth and she goes, you will protect her. Do not let her out of your sight. They will start coming,
With my life, Majesty.
if need be. She looks at Vela and she goes, and just turns and walks out. Vela looks down. She's just like, you just tell it's hard on her. Her mother leaves. She goes out this way. Kara. The Inquisitor starts looking around the room. He looks all around and starts talking about what he's doing.
She listens.
He says, whomever is responsible for this left 0 prints, no trace whatsoever. I would assume that whoever's responsible for this is very good at their job. Most likely the best of the best. And there are only a few of those, only a handful of those individuals that could do such a thing and wouldn't leave something behind. Often many of them that do these sort of jobs will leave a trademark behind. Or something that would show their presence was here. These carpets have not been stepped on. The doors have not been opened. I see that the balcony door is open, so I would assume that perhaps that is where they came in. But I do not know. Perhaps we should go out to the balcony and take a look out there.
People have come and gone. A couple of people have come and gone out to the balcony. I don't know for what purpose. But I don't know if they were open beforehand.
Ah, very well. Well, that's important to know. We should probably. I'll go out there and take a look anyway. You
She'll
get
follow
some-
them.
Okay. He goes out there and starts looking all along the balcony, searching and looking.
And she will telepathy Eris.
Okay.
And Eris, were
Yes.
you the one that found the queen?
Yeah.
So when you came into the room, were the doors to the balcony open?
She'll try to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so was the door into her room. It was
Okay.
open, just slightly.
Good. So she'll make sure the Inquisitor knows it.
Both doors.
Yes.
He will turn and walk back out where Raven and all you guys are. Excuse me. He looks around and starts searching around the doorway and looking in that area, and he's nothing noticeable here because it's been trampled quite a bit. But perhaps in the rest of the room, let me take a look around. And he starts going around in this room.
Ravel will look at that same paladin and be like, "Do you know why they were stationed here yet?"
They should have been stationed here, ma'am, and I've not been able to find them.
They're missing.
Yes.
Inquisitor,
Yes.
the paladins that were supposed to be stationed in these rooms are missing.
He's standing over by one of the doorways, and he's like, yes, it seems that someone was here and then they were gone. On both sides. I will check the other doors as well, and he moves over here and checks this one. He's like, and the same here. It was as if they were standing here and then just gone. And goes around the room. And the same on this side. And probably most likely where the two of you are standing, he looks at the two paladins, would be the same, but I can't tell now that you've trampled in the area. And he walks over to the fountain and starts searching in the fountain, looking at the fountain.
Eris will excuse herself and go down the hallway and go
Okay.
look for Vay.
You walk into the throne room and it's empty. The paladins are not in there, and you see Vay sitting on the throne. He's just sitting there like this.
She'll walk up.
He's become the thinker.
He looks at you. Hey,
Hey,
this isn't how I wanted you to become queen.
we'll get her back. It's only temporary.
Any ideas yet?
Vala thinks that it was the Shogun. The Inquisitors in there looking around.
Is she still in there?
No, she took off. She said that I was explaining to her how whoever did it had to know about Sal's Kirk, and she told me that the Shogun is from that other world that they're from, which I didn't know. And then she took off. I don't know where she.
At that point, you guys come to the front of the palace, and paladins open the doors for you. You'll see Eris and Vase sitting on the throne, and Eris is standing next to him, talking. You come in, and it's Eden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doll. Godwin, did you go? Who else? Is that it? Does Ren go? And yeah, so it's Eden and Doll.
Approach the throne. Eden's standing slightly behind Doll.
Okay.
Like she's there for her.
All right.
I'm so sorry. Very lost.
Very nice.
Is there anything I can do?
The Inquisitor's in there. He's looking around. We don't know anything yet, but My sister seems to think it's the Shogun, and I think she might be right.
Are you bringing her back?
She can't be brought back. Her soul and spirit are missing.
What about her ghost?
Her spirit. Yeah. Cool. I mean, if there's anything you can do, if you think there's something you can do,
You can try to communicate with her ghost.
according to Kara, there's no ghost, there's no spirit.
It's out the door. Out these doors down to the left. If you would like to go talk with Inquisitor, if there's anything you feel like you could do, absolutely. I don't want you to leave me till I tell you. It's not safe.
Yes, ma'am. She'll take him.
Okay. So Doll will go in. You go with her.
Yeah, you know, go with
Okay.
her. She'll bow to
Okay.
Faye and Eris. She'll turn around and go with Doll.
Okay. You walk in there, Doll. As soon as you come in the room, you see the individuals that are there on the map. Let me bring Eden in. Not that we need this, but you know.
Reba will walk around the room to the spots where the paladin should have been stationed and use her unseen sight just to see if she can feel anything at all that's odd, out of place.
Okay.
It may not be noticed by the naked eye. Just kind of walk around the room.
It's like they were yanked up.
To look up.
You look up into the ceiling, and of course, there's the rafters that are up in the ceiling.
Fly.
Okay.
Vampire fly.
All right.
Right up there.
Okay.
Just look around.
Roll per observation as you start to look around up there.
No, Darwin got Nancy. You probably told her.
Huh?
So Darwin probably got Nancy and rethought his decision and teleported to the castle.
Okay, to the outside the
Yeah.
palace. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You start looking around, and you don't see anything. And then at one point, it looks like there's something over by one of the beams. And it's like just a sliver of the wood that's like sometimes, you'll have a sliver on a corner of it. And you see something like a black piece of something on it.
She'll go over there.
Okay.
Look at it.
It looks like silk.
Inquisitor.
It's black.
She'll
And it's just a small, tiny.
she'll yell at Inquisitor.
Yes.
Come here. Found something.
He walks up to the bottom of where you're at. Levitates up there.
He's like, look, it looked like from the footsteps that they were yanked upwards, and I found this.
Pulls out this kit. And you see, take these tweezers and pull it out. Puts it in something inside the kit. Closes it. They were yanked up.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Have you checked the other ones?
She will. She'll
Okay.
fly around and start checking.
You don't see anything else out of place. Yeah.
She'll go down and she'll go to the fountain in the middle.
Okay.
And start feeling it.
You feel down into the fountain, and you feel there's a grate at the bottom of the fountain. You're using your unseen sight, right?
Mhm.
What do you look at exactly? The grate that's there, someone could
She'll
come in
feel
and-
around the bottom of the fountain, and then she'll feel the grate, see if it's ajar, if it's
It's not a jar. It looks like
Anything.
it's screwed into place like it's supposed to be, but you do notice that one of the screws is maybe one thread off from being tight.
there's nobody here.
The Inquisitor is like,
There's a thread at the bottom of this fountain.
it's not a thread, it's the screw.
Well, yeah, I know. She's gonna say the screw that's in the grate at the bottom of this fountain is a thread off of where it should be.
Doll, you come walking in with Eden, of course. You see Ares. I'm not sure if that's where you're gonna head, but
No, they're in the throne room.
Here's
She's in the throne room.
oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Ares is in this room. Sorry.
She grounded her.
So all you see is Seth and Bela in here, and the Inquisitor and Reva. Actually, Car, did you follow the Inquisitor in here?
Yeah, she
Okay.
said
So
she's
been
in
in
this
here.
room watching.
Okay. All right.
Reva says that about the grate below.
Okay.
She would say,
He's like, interesting. You think
can
it has been
feel it.
removed?
I don't know.
Where does this go to?
Should go gaseous form.
Okay.
Should go down into it.
You hit the water. You can't go under.
What? Oh. No water. Vampire. No, she wouldn't have done that then.
It's flowing. It's moving. It's flowing.
I don't know. I'd say I don't know. We can find out though.
We need to know where this goes to and follow it. If they came in through that direction, why is there no water in it? Or maybe that's the way they left. Entering through the balcony, perhaps they left through the wall. God, when you appear outside the palace and the paladins will let you in, you see Vey on the throne with Eris standing there. They got crowns on, and you can tell they're the monarchs now.
And condolences and congratulations, friend. It's not how you want it, but
Yeah. Not at all. It feels like we're being distracted.
there's a lot of distractions going around now. Had plenty of conversations that come back in.
Yeah.
Not to add more on the plate.
No, if
Anything
there's
you need
something
to tell us?
we need to know.
I spoke to Tarnak, I spoke to Sal, I spoke to... Well, that's what she had, obviously.
Anything important?
Said that, Tarnak said, free of charge, to know that Minar was doing his best to have, or, sorry, the enemy guy, the Dark Mage, is doing his best to have a son. That's destructive bullshit.
What?
The godchild of evil. Sal was very upset by it. Very concerned.
That has got to be the worst name.
Godchild of evil.
Apparently, it
Curious.
brings the apocalypse to any sphere that he enters.
Great.
Does she know anything about that from her memories with Sal and House Ryson and all that? The memories that she absorbed. Does she know anything about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is a powerful evil force that Minar brought to that world, and it did bring the apocalypse. It did bring the Umbra and all of that. He has a pentagram that swirls at the base of his feet everywhere he goes, just like Minar. He wears red, black hourglass eyes, and he is,
So she knows what it looks like.
Very chaotic. Yeah.
Not to bring in more bad news.
That is so fascinating. So,
My sister thinks the Shogun's responsible for this.
So I take it the hand is still probably an issue then.
We think that might be who's behind the assassination of the Queen, or at least that was mentioned by my sister.
Does he feel like a conduit, by the way? Because he's standing in the throne, right?
You do. You're standing on a conduit. You realize that as you're sitting there talking to him, you're right on one. Power's doubled where you're at right now. You kind of reach out with your way the one, and you're like,
Yeah. He'll try to reach out to Master Machine as well to try to make the connection they talked about.
yeah, you can reach him.
Master,
Yes.
is there anything you can tell me about the hand and how to avoid and/or deal with them? Any recommendation? Seems they may have assassinated the Queen. Winslow.
I can find out if that is the truth.
I would appreciate it.
Your mind is open, so I understand some circumstances, but not all of them. Perhaps more information will help.
I can try to gather as much. I mean, he would give everything that
The
he has.
Shogun.
Yes, the Shogun was present. Does he know that? I mean, I told him that.
Mhm.
The Shogun was present, expecting peace and marriage with a family member, and was told what happened. Left in a hurry.
He would have taken that as an affront to his honor, even though he has none.
It's easy to lie about whether your honor is forsaken or not if you don't have any.
Well, I would say that the chances are very high that the assassination of the Queen came from them. He often travels or traverses with the hand watching over him.
Do you think it could have been planned ahead of time? Or?
Oh, yes. It is quite often that he takes trips to places and has the hand ready in case something goes wrong or needs to go wrong.
He did. Well, I guess nobody told him about the South.
Yeah.
We will break up. Is there anything else that you can? Not that you want to talk about it, Barry. I'm sorry, but
No, it's necessary to find out as much as you can.
someone is trying to bring us out.
Yeah.
Maybe the Shogun. She was found with his marker.
Silk rope and the silver dagger. Evidently, that's what he used to do.
apparently someone is trying to frame Sal. His old moniker was used, Silver Dagger and Silk.
The Lucifer Cain moniker, yes. That is what he went by in those days. He has not done that for hundreds of years, and he would not. He is not the same as he was. I would say that you have discovered the culprit. It is the Shogun.
Very well, Master. Thank you for your time.
Of course. Be careful.
Of course. Master Machida does agree almost entirely that it is the Shogun, with a pre-plan to have your mother assassinated in case he was displeased at all with the hand at the ready. And it is common that they would have used distraction, such as Sal, close to home.
Then we are looking at war from another front.
unfortunately.
He looks over there as the people who need to be talked to. Can I count on you to do that?
Of course.
Would you like me to bring or request the presence of everyone that's left on the Sun Chaser? Or anything else?
We
Zed
should
seems to be
probably.
Zed seems to be worried about everybody else. I'm not really sure what's
We
going
should
on.
probably. Don't want to take our focus away from too many things.
Yes, we're being distracted.
What specifically are they trying to distract us from? Is the question. Like so many things. Wait. She had the cue.
See him get up.
She'll go with him.
He starts going. You follow him?
Yeah, I'll follow. Shit.
You guys come into the room. Reva, you're still checking things out, and Vey and Ares come running in with Godwin behind them. Which I will bring in.
Yeah.
And Vey says, "The cube."
Eris will go into that room.
She had the cube. He says to Reva, and he runs into here. Ares runs in with him.
Yeah.
Reba will go in. Eris will look at her. Does she see the bag anywhere?
It's not on her head. It was. She may grab his sword, and then he stops. He just stops. He's like, take his hand off. He looks at you, and his eyes are glowing yellow. Reva.
She'll connect to him with her empathy. She'll be
You
like,
feel rage like you've never felt him like this before. He is murderous, but he seems to have control of it because he's not vamping out. He's not freaking out. He's not physically freaking out. You feel him reach out to the other generals and tell them to recall the forces from the Danitarium and prepare for war with the East, to return back to Queensland and stop the campaigns in the Danitarium. Bring the troops home.
Reba will contact Bala.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
took the cube.
What do you mean?
Cube? Vantana?
Yeah.
She took it from Vey. She no longer has it.
I don't know anything about that.
It's important.
Whoever killed her took this cube.
Yes. It is our only weapon against the Big A. That cube is what stands between us and being able to defeat him, or dying. And it has a piece of his soul in it right now.
Well, I have heard for many years that the Emperor and the Shogun have deals with the lower planes. It is rumored that the Shogun is demonic, but no proof has come out.
And the rumors will say. Vala seems to, or no, that'd be Reva. Reva would say. Vala seems to think the Shogun has deals with the lower planes. So he could have been hired to take it.
This is speculation. I don't know for sure, but that's what Vala said.
Bay walks up to the two priestesses and he says, "Prepare her body for burial." They message Kara and they say, "Prince is telling us to prepare her for burial."
Do so.
Very well, priestess. So they start doing that. Bay will turn and look at Reva and say, "We need to speak with the generals.
Yeah.
They're bringing the troops back."
Sure. Reva will follow him.
I have Vala preparing as well.
For Eris, what's the traditional thing to do in this situation? Would it be called the people together for a funeral? To the
Oh
queen?
yeah, you'll need
Who
to
would
make.
she contact? Who would she?
So you'll need to. Normally, it would be like the council, but that's been disbanded. And sometimes a royal court major and advisor, but you don't have one of those either. You realize that it's falling on you and you alone. Like,
You don't have a seneschal?
What?
Seneschal?
What is that?
It's somebody that runs like your day to day.
No.
For the castle.
No.
It's named it, woman.
mhm,
She did all of it herself.
yeah, she was very hands-on. So you realize at this point that this is your responsibility, that you're going to have to take care of the funeral, the preparation, all of it. And you kind of come to the understanding that you don't really have a council. You don't really have advisors. You really don't have help. You don't have people that would normally help with this kind of situation. And it's going to be a lot for you to take
She's
care
gonna telepathy Lily.
of. Okay.
Love you.
Lily,
Yes, dear.
I need you.
What's going on?
Can you please come to the castle? I'll explain everything when you get here. I need you. I need you here. Now.
Palace.
Okay.
Palace.
Palace in Queensland. Please hurry.
I actually have a little bit of my own drama with my children. I'm waiting for them to come through a portal. But I will be there as soon as I can.
Lily,
Mhm.
the queen is dead.
I know, I'm aware. My adult children have the mind of babies. They've got us going in lots of different directions. But I'll be there soon.
Okay.
She's gonna go up and start talking to the priestesses about the funeral arrangements.
They're
Um,
taking care of the body right now.
oh, are they? Okay,
Yeah.
she'll wait.
You can talk to them.
She doesn't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
This is disrespectful.
Okay. There's a lot going on all at the same time.
Lily will telepathy Gord and Myra.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys,
Hey,
there's been a little bit of change of plans. I do apologize.
okay.
The Queen of Queensland has been assassinated, and
Yeah.
Eris is asking me to come out.
Of course.
Not something I think that we should bring adult children into.
Yes, I understand.
I know that Myra's probably sick of being grounded, so to say. But I don't know that it's really safe anywhere for them right now. I'm really angry that I spent 30 years in sanctuary trying to make sure that this didn't happen to them.
They're going to be fine. We're safe. They're going to be fine. It's not as dramatic as you think it is.
I'm leaving the space station and heading to the palace in Queensland.
All right. Gordley, do you need me to come?
That's up to you. I'm not sure what Era's needs. I'm assuming that she just got shoved into being a queen. She's probably lost. And probably in a lot of grief and
I can't imagine.
Queen Amora, we've been very, very, very close.
Go see what she needs. We are fine.
Everyone hug and kiss each other for me.
Of course. We love you. We'll see you. Just let us know what's going on. You know.
All my love. And she will teleport to Keep Palace.
Okay. You appear outside, and there are two paladins who nod at you and let you in. They will escort you over to where the hallway is. They'll show you how to get there and everything.
Since the Inquisitor is up doing all that, Car's going to go back into the room. And if she sees Eris, she's going to ask Eris, do you have somebody to officiate over the funeral? Okay, we can arrange that. And if you need any whatsoever, I can... whatever you need.
Thank you.
I can have priestesses come now.
Possibly we're going to have to plan her funeral.
She lowers her voice when she says that because she knows that Vay and Reva are over there talking,
Okay.
and she doesn't want to upset him.
Right.
When they're finished, they can help me figure out who in the
I
temple is
also,
best at that.
I also have Lily is on her way, so she will be here shortly.
Wonderful. The more help you need, or the more help you get, the better it will be. We make everything as easy as possible.
Lily, you walk in. Era's Vay, as they're doing the body and all that, Vay just will step out. You go out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You'll see Lily walking in. Godwin, you're still standing.
Say I walk up today and just ask you.
Reva will walk out too.
I need it here, or do you need me elsewhere? Wherever you need.
You're fine. There's a lot going on presently. We'll have to figure out exactly what we're going to do, but thank you all for coming. Cool. Reva, you're standing in the room still as the priest and priestesses are doing their thing. And on the balcony, you see Sal and Saber coming.
She just looks at him.
He turns and walks straight to the bed, and so does Saber.
She'll telepathy Vay and Aaron's.
Okay.
Silence over. Yeah.
What?
They just came in through the balcony.
They will go in there.
So will Eris.
They don't turn and look at you. They're just looking over the body. You're just staring at the body for a moment. You see Sal shake his head. And he walks up and takes the rope off of her neck and pulls the dagger from her head. Priestesses step back when he does that, like they step away from what's going on currently. And you see the two of them start to cast spells. You see Sal look at the dagger and the rope, and you see his hands glowing, and he's looking at them. Saber reaches out with her staff and puts it on her chest and casts a spell, and then just frowns. Of course, she can't see the frown because she's got a mask on.
It frowns
With her
with her
eyes.
body.
Yeah.
Body frown.
Feel it.
It's a felt frown. Frown for the people.
Sal takes him with the blood. Saber nods at him, and then they both turn. They walk away from the body and come this way. They stop in front of the three of you, and Sal looks at you, Reva, and Bay, and Harris. You already know this wasn't.
Here's a corpse. From what we can gather, it was the Shogun. That seems to be what Master Yoshida thinks.
Then it seems like you have gained some ally, some powerful ally. You see Saber kind of turn her head sideways at this creepy glowing stuff coming from under her mask.
She'll look at Bay, and she'll kind of glance at Bay, and then she'll look back at them. We've pulled our forces from the Danitarium and are preparing to go to war with the East.
It seems appropriate. I will speak with Master Yoshida. I'm sure he'll be interested in what has happened. After all, he was her godfather. He turns and walks out and goes to the balcony. Saber still stays there, and like as he leaves, she just kind of follows her gaze to his and then turns back to you. May Nocturne guide you. She turns and walks out. When they both go out onto the balcony, they just basically just vanish into thin air. It's just as all of you are sitting there with the weight of the death of the queen and the chaos and the confusion of all these things going on, the Inquisitor will say, I'm not exactly sure if or whom it was, but I can tell you how they did it.
Where is the Inquisitor? He's still with us? Or
Yeah.
In the room?
No, he's in where the pool is, where the fountain is. I do believe that they did exit. It seems obvious. We should most likely find the exit to where this is. They probably are not there still, but somewhere within the sewers, I'm sure there might be some trails of their exiting. Something we should look into for sure.
So I would have turned to the paladin. Do you all know where these drain to? Where the drains of the palace are?
They shake their head no. You'll probably need to speak with Starlight or someone like that. Most likely they'll know. They're city workers that will probably have some sort of idea. We could look into it. The Inquisitor says, it was magic that killed him. There's no wounds that would suggest otherwise. Someone sucked her soul and her spirit at the same time. I would guess that it was warlock magic, from what I've been able to deduct up to this point. Which means the lower planes are involved.
Well, no. If is the door closed between us, or are they all just waiting to?
No, the door's still open. He's in the room that you're in. I would have his token, but I couldn't find it. So.
Eris will approach Lily. She'll turn around, walk out,
Okay.
and approach Lily in the other room.
All right.
Oh, my dear friend, I'm so sorry. She'll hug her.
Anyhow, what do you mean?
Priest says, go back to take care of the body.
I don't know what to do, so we have to plan a funeral.
What?
We have to plan. She's talking to Lily. She says, I don't know what to do. We have to plan a funeral. There has to be rites done. I have to speak to people. I don't know really what the traditions are and this sort of situation. This has never happened.
I was going to use Pathfinder
So,
to determine where the drain goes instead of waiting around to ask.
Okay. Takes you back the way you came in.
With the Inquisitor, I think I can get us to the end of the drain if you want to follow me.
Good. I do believe I'm done here.
That way.
Okay. He'll go with you.
You need an advisor, and you need someone to run your day-to-day event.
it would be really helpful to have a council right now.
I don't know if
I think
I would
that's
let.
for
I don't know if I would let that many people into your inner circle right now, Eris. I think maybe 2 people. Somebody that knows the ways of court and everything that needs to be done, and somebody to, like I said, take care of the day-to-day that you just can't quite get to. With everything that you have to do, you're never going to be able to handle it all yourself. Do you remember Yapa?
Mhm.
Of course. No, things are different there, but she is a queen and has been for a long time. I can help with anything that you need help with, but beyond planning the funeral, you're gonna need a lot of help.
I am. But as far as Queen Yapa goes, to be perfectly honest, she's connected with the Witch of Pleasure and the house, and I don't trust her to not have ulterior motive. She was at No,
Glacier.
Glacia's party. Remember? I do. And that makes me not trust her. Not fully. Not that she's an enemy or anything. I just don't know. And this is way too sensitive to be bringing. You know what I mean? I've been uncertain about her since that happened. The fact that she's connected with the Witch of Pleasure makes me uneasy about the whole thing. Well, then you and I will take care of it together. Okay. I appreciate you, Lily. Absolutely. Anything you need.
Bay walks up and closes the door to the Queen's chambers and walks over to Reva to let these two rings. Just you and I now. That's all that's left. Your sister's arisen. Father's dead. Mother's dead.
Whatever you need. We can do this. We'll get her back. I'm not convinced that this is permanent. Where do you need me most?
That's my sister.
Smile at him.
We are going to go to war.
Yeah.
Ball is ready. I suppose there's her. I forgot about her. There's the three of us. At least we
She's-
have her.
She's never here, but yeah, at least we have her.
Well, she's ready for the path of vengeance now, I'm sure. I think she was angrier than I am. Maybe I'm not angry. I don't know. This is all too much.
You're in shock.
Turns and looks over at the bed. He's like, she left us with a lot.
Raven's gonna walk over. There's tables next to her bed, right?
There are.
They're drawers.
Yeah.
Does she know if her mother kept a journal of any kind? Or anything like that?
You don't know.
She's gonna kneel down to the drawers and look in them,
Okay.
see if there's a journal or anything like that.
All right. So the one on the left, you go to that one first and you open up the drawer and you see a mirror with a brush in there and you see some perfume that's inside of that. And you see a small brown bag sitting in there.
To reach for the bag.
Okay.
Open it.
Seems to be a bag of holding.
Reach inside of it.
Okay. You feel what looks like or what feels like wood when you reach your hand in there.
She'll let go. She'll pull her hand out. She'll walk over to the other side and look in the drawer. And then
Okay.
she's gonna come over here.
All right. When you go over to the other side and you look at the drawer over on the other side, the priestess will move out of your way. Nothing substantial is inside that.
She'll feel them both with her inside.
There's some jewelry. But no
False bottoms to the drawers.
No, you don't feel anything in that. Yeah.
What about the other one?
What other one?
The other drawer.
False bottoms drawers? No.
She'll walk back over to where Vega is and reach in the bag.
Okay. Roll an observation.
Yes.
You see her vanity right there. There's a brush on it as well in a mirror.
She'll walk over. And
Okay.
Look at it.
There's drawers in it.
She'll open the drawers.
Which one? There's a middle one and one on the left, one on the right.
She'll start from the right and make her way to the left.
Okay, you open the right one, and there's stuff to take care of, makeup and
Mhm.
makeup and stuff like that.
Okay.
What you would suspect. You open the middle one. It's empty, completely empty.
Unseen sight.
I feel a hidden bottom in that drawer,
Mm.
and there's a book.
She'll-
with,
Like you
with
knew
quill,
it.
with quill and ink.
She'll try to feel where it comes out.
You could figure out how to open it pretty
She
easily
will.
with unseen sight.
She'll pull the book out.
Okay.
She'll walk back over to Faye.
Okay.
She'll tuck the book under her arm,
Okay.
and then she'll reach in the bag, kind of
Okay.
slightly pull out whatever it is.
That's where we're going to end the episode.
Oh.
So we're going to end the episode, and we will come back on the next one here after a while. Take a break, get something to eat. I'm waning a little bit. I need something to eat. So, but anyway, wow. Told you to prepare.
Mm.
Yeah. This week with all your questions, had all those things.
It's all your
going
fault.
on.
I've had so many questions. This is not my fault.
It is your
I
fault.
didn't do it.
You asked all those questions.
He's used to it.
So yeah, we'll leave there with them preparing the body, and you with the journal in your hand. Godwin leaving with the Inquisitor, looking for the exit to.
And Carl
with the
will
water.
be telepathing the priestess that met us when we first came back to Queensland,
Yeah.
asking about who would be best fit to help here at the castle or palace
For preparing the body, or no, for
for assisting, like Eris and
the king and queen.
Yeah.
Pick a priest or priestess to assist the king and queen. That's quite the request.
at least in
So they would suggest you.
okay.
That's what they would suggest. Since you can't run the temple, maybe you could do something here, because of your condition. And as you're doing that, you are a little bit tired. Like you feel like you need a nap, especially with all the stress and everything. But you're fighting through it because of what's going on.
Need some coffee.
Yeah, she needs something. But yeah, we'll stop there. Like, subscribe, share, hit the ding ding, all that jazz.
Maybe scribe as well.
Good to see you, Madam Des. Glad you were here. And
Yeah, we'll be back in just a little bit.
yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode. We are Original GM. And peace.
No.
As the dawn breaks, shadows flee. In our victory, we are free. Timeless heroes, legends grand. Together we save this land.